Customizing your work order in Smart Service. Customizing your work order in Smart Service is extremely simple to do. From the home screen, we're going to click on the Setup tab on the far right, and we're going to click on the work order option here. This is where you're going to find all of the options to customize your work order specifically for the way that you do business. Starting with the size of the work order. It can be an 8.5 by 11, or it can be 8.5 by 14. Or you can choose to have My Service Depot create your very own custom work order for you. Meaning if you've got pre-printed forms that you don't want to dispose of, we can take those forms and through a process that we have internally here actually code the software to actually fit your forms. We can absolutely do that for you. Another way you can customize the work order here is how you name it. So you don't have to name it work order. It could be called a service slip, a service ticket, a work ticket, an invoice, a work order, totally customizable by you. When you go to print your work orders for the day, we can turn off and on the option to include summary sheets, and I'll show you exactly what that is in here in a minute. Down at the bottom are the bottom pieces of the work order. On the left-hand side, the comments that you want for the left-hand side of the work order. A lot of folks use these for what you see here, for selecting whether the job was paid with check, cash, credit card, a place for the card number. On the right-hand side, a place for the technician's signature. You might have your terms of service in here. Whatever you want, you can put at the very bottom part of the work order. Now, as far as customizing the middle part of the work order, we can turn off and on a place for additional line items on the work order. And if you're the type of service company that wants to track equipment on site and have that equipment actually print on the work order, you can turn that option on as well. You can turn on prices on the work order or turn them off. If you don't want your technicians to be able to see prices on the work order, you can absolutely turn the prices off. There's a place to include quantity and line item pricing. So you might want to show a total at the bottom of the work order, but not actual line item pricing. You can turn that off and on as well. You can choose to include customer balances on the work order, and there's even a place to include user-definable fields on the work order, like customer user-definable fields and job user-definable fields. So what I'm going to do now is take you into our office section and show you actually printing out the summary sheets in the work order, what they look like, and some of the options that we've turned on. So I'm going to click on the Office tab up here, and I'm going to click on the first option, Print Work Orders, and get a map with driving directions. And I'm just going to say I want to print work orders for James, and I'm going to pick to print them from the 11th. So I've got 3 work orders here. I'm going to go ahead and preview those. And the very first page that's going to come up, because we have it turned on in Setup, is our summary sheet. And the summary sheet basically goes out as the top page that goes out to your technicians. And they fill out the vehicle they took, their starting and ending mileage, any gas amount or gas in gallons, any check, cash, or charges they collected for the day. It's got a place for them to write in their in and out times and a place for the employee signature. And then directly underneath that are all the jobs for the day. Starting time, travel time, production time, in and out. Place for the amount they collected at each stop, and a place for the customer's signature. And you can turn this summary page off and on if you want to. And then directly behind the summary sheet is the actual work order. At the very top is your logo where you drop that in. Over here where it says work order, remember in Setup we can customize that. So it might say service slip here, or summary sheet, or work order ticket, even invoice if you wanted to use a work order as an invoice. Service information is here on the left. The billing information is on the right-hand side. You've got your job name. If it's a call ahead, if it's been confirmed, that's here. The type of job that it is. If you're using purchase order numbers, it will be here. The marketing campaign, where the sale came from, would be right here. The sales rep, terms, the type of job, the class, who the job is scheduled for. In this case, it's scheduled for James on the 11th to start at 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then directly underneath that are all of your QuickBooks line items. I don't actually have any here because I wanted to leave that blank to actually show you where they would be. You've got a place for your job subtotals here, your account balance. You can turn that off and on in Setup, and then a total amount due. And another neat feature that we have on our work orders is the ability to turn on a place for the additional line items, and those are right here. So if you're the type of company that goes out thinking that you're going to do X amount of work, but you get out there and you do a little bit more, you can turn on this feature here, and then that way you can write in all the additional stuff that you do on site. A little bit further down is a place for our user-definable fields. In this example, we've set up a user-definable field in our database to track if they have a lock gate and then what the key code combination is for that gate. A little bit further down are the job notes and instructions, and then at the very bottom is where you customize your left-hand and right-hand side of the work order. In this example, we've decided that we want to collect credit card information here on the left, and on the right-hand side we're getting a place for the technician's signature. So that's how easy it is to customize work orders in Smart Service.